9 strange things you can only find in Russia, where women are willing to pay to do this. Hello, and welcome back to Discovery Fact. My friend, when you think of Russia, what is the first thing that comes to mind? Endless white snow and freezing cold? The colorful onion domes of Orthodox churches? Or dramatic historical stories filled with both heroism and mystery? You know, Russia is far more than what we usually see in books or movies. Behind its quiet and solemn exterior lies an entire world of strange, unbelievable, and sometimes downright spine-chilling phenomena. Russia, a vast country stretching across 2 continents, where every region carries its own stories, from ancient legends to unique traditions that still exist today. There are things that may sound completely illogical at first, yet are absolutely real. There are phenomena that leave even scientists struggling to find explanations. And there are customs that, just by hearing about them, will make you say, how can that be so strange? So, are you ready to join Discovery Fact on this journey of exploration? Sit back, relax, open your eyes wide, and prepare yourself. Because coming up next are 9 strange and baffling things that you can only find in Russia, things that may make you see this country in a completely different way. Now, let's begin with our very first discovery. Russian women are considered among the most beautiful in the world. Russia has long been ranked among the regions with the highest number of beautiful women worldwide. In addition to the country's vast size, stretching from Asia to Europe, which gives its people a unique and irresistible blend of European and Asian features, Russian women themselves have their own distinctive beauty secrets. These secrets play an important role in making Russia a powerful name on the global beauty map. For example, Russian women often apply facial masks made from whatever natural ingredients are readily available. Instead of using packaged masks sold on the market, women in Russia rely on egg yolks, fresh milk, yogurt, and even butter to nourish their facial skin. These ingredients are believed to help soften the skin and reduce wrinkles very effectively. In addition, they cleanse their skin with cucumber juice, as cucumbers contain certain acids that help cleanse and brighten the skin. Russian women also tend to avoid soaps or facial cleansers that can easily cause skin irritation. Instead, they use rose water, rosehip, or chamomile to deeply cleanse their skin. Moreover, Russian women have a rather unusual facial beauty secret. They gently pat their face, cheeks, and forehead with both hands to restore blood circulation, increase skin moisture, and tighten pores. Although this method may sound almost mythical, it has been passed down through many generations and has proven to help keep their skin rosy and radiant. Russian women even consider bathing not merely a way to clean the body, but an essential step in maintaining full-body skin hydration, smoothness, and healthy softness. In Russia, sauna bathing, both dry and steam, is extremely popular. However, to avoid damaging the skin, the temperatures in Russian saunas are generally considered lower than those in typical saunas elsewhere. During bathing, Russian women often massage their bodies with herbs or special brushes. They also exfoliate their skin while bathing using a mixture of sugar and honey, which gently removes dead skin cells and provides natural moisture to the skin. These are fascinating beauty secrets that most Russian women apply to stay youthful and beautiful, and they are part of the reason why Russian women are widely regarded as among the most beautiful women in the world. There is an official National Sex Day. This is a Russian holiday also known as Conception Day or Reproduction Day. It takes place every year on September 12th and is most widely observed in the Ulyanovsk region, the hometown of Lenin. On this day, working Russians are given time off specifically to have children, and the policy has proven effective, as birth rates in Russia are noticeably higher every June than in other months. Russia is also home to numerous childbirth-related records. For example, the most prolific mother in world history was Russian. Her name was Valentina Vasilyeva, who lived in the 18th century. She gave birth to 16 sets of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets, for a total of 69 children over a span of 40 years, all with the same man. This is something very few women in the world could ever achieve. Truly astonishing, isn't it? A land of gigantic wonders. Russia is the largest country in the world. It is twice the size of the United States and even larger than the surface area of Pluto. This vast nation stretches across 14 time zones and boasts an astonishing diversity of people and cultures. Among its many remarkable features is the Moscow Kremlin, which is the largest medieval fortified complex in the world. It is also home to the largest church bell and the largest cannon ever made. In addition, the St. Petersburg Metro is considered the deepest subway system in the world, with an average depth of about 330 feet. Furthermore, the Trans-Siberian Railway is the longest railway system in the world, spanning 8 time zones. The railway has a total length of about 5,772 miles and includes branch lines connecting to Mongolia and China. Essentially, this means you can travel by train from Moscow, the capital of Russia, all the way to Beijing, the capital of China, with relative ease using this railway network. The deadly lake that kills anyone who dares to get too close. Located in the Ural Mountains in western Russia, there is a lake known as a true lake of death. That lake is Lake Karachay, a place where no living organism can survive. This body of water has long been shrouded in terrifying secrets. At first glance, its deep blue and seemingly calm surface might make it look like an ideal place to stop and rest. However, Karachay was certainly not a place for sunbathing in the 1990s, because simply standing near the lake was enough to kill a healthy person. Looking back at history, between 1951 and 1953, the lake was used as a dumping site for radioactive waste from Chelyabinsk 65, a nearby nuclear waste processing facility. At that time, Lake Karachay was renamed Waste Reservoir 5-9. According to reports from the World Watch Institute based in Washington, D.C., Lake Karachay was ranked as the most polluted place on Earth. The level of radiation measured there reached 4.44 exabecquerels, a level nearly equivalent to the total radioactive contamination spread across a much larger area after many years following the Chernobyl disaster. In addition, the World Resources Defense Council reported that the lake was so heavily contaminated that it could kill a human being within 1 hour of exposure. However, the lake began to dry up in the 1960s. As a result, a severe drought in 1968 combined with strong winds carried radioactive dust from the lake into inland areas, seriously affecting the health of 500,000 people in nearby regions. For this reason, experts warned the public to stay away from Lake Karachay to avoid a painful death. At the same time, local authorities decided to seal off the lake, turning Karachay into a massive coffin covered with enormous concrete blocks. This sealing process lasted for more than 40 years and was officially completed in November 2015. Russians are extremely superstitious. Russians are highly superstitious, quite different from the common perception of Russia as a westernized country with strong atheist traditions. This superstition can be seen in everyday behaviors, such as petting dogs. Specifically, they believe dogs should only be petted with the left hand. In addition, to successfully make a wish come true, one must throw a coin into the boot of Peter the Great. Another deeply rooted superstition in Russia relates to how people chose locations for building their homes in ancient times. They believed that the first person to enter a newly built house would be the first to die. To counter this, they would let a cat enter the house first. If the cat refused to go inside, they would immediately tear the house down and build a new one elsewhere. Welcoming guests with bread and salt. When you come to Russia, you will be greeted with a special welcoming ceremony. Every guest is presented with bread and salt placed on a tray covered with a brightly embroidered cloth. At that moment, you are expected to bow slightly and kiss the bread as a gesture of respect and to return the host's hospitality. This is a unique cultural tradition in Russia. The custom of welcoming guests with bread and salt has been familiar to the Russian people since ancient times. In the 16th century, Russian rulers would send bread and salt to their guests during meals. Bread symbolized reverence and respect, while salt represented love. The combination of bread and salt carries especially important symbolic meaning. Bread expresses the wish for wealth and abundance, while salt protects people from negative influences and the power of enemies. Offering bread and salt to a guest signifies that the relationship between the guest and the host is friendly and based on trust. In Russia, the term bread and salt is commonly used as a general expression for hospitality, while an invitation described as bread and salt refers to an invitation to a feast. Russians believe that bread and salt are essential sources of sustenance that keep people alive, and that humans cannot survive without salt. It is for this reason that this fascinating tradition came into existence. Vodka and beer are common refreshing beverages. Vodka is one of the most popular alcoholic drinks in Russia, as well as in many other countries around the world. The name of this drink comes from the Russian word voda, which means water. For this reason, people in Russia consume this beverage very freely. In addition, people in Russia have traditionally not considered beer to be an alcoholic drink. It was not until 2013 that beer was officially classified as an alcoholic beverage. According to statistics, the average Russian consumes about 18 liters of alcohol per year, which is approximately 4.8 gallons. This level is considered twice the dangerous amount of alcohol consumption that a person can safely tolerate. It is estimated that around 500,000 people are affected each year by issues related to alcohol consumption, and perhaps for these reasons, about 25% of Russia's population dies before the age of 55. Traditional weddings in Russia. The wedding season in Russia traditionally takes place after Christmas and lasts until the Farewell to Winter Festival, a period also known as Svadobnik. However, today, weddings among young people are more commonly held in the spring, late summer, or autumn. Modern Russian weddings also tend to last for an extended period of time. In Russia, weddings are usually held in a church. However, under Russian law, a wedding ceremony is only permitted after the bride and groom have officially registered their marriage at the civil registry office. For Russians, a wedding is a very beautiful and emotional ritual. During the ceremony, the bride and groom take vows to remain faithful to each other in both hardship and happiness. Russians believe that after this, the couple becomes more deeply aware of their dependence on one another and will live together for a long time, as the Orthodox faith does not permit divorce. One interesting tradition is that before officially registering the marriage, the groom must redeem the bride from the guests according to custom. He must also go through a series of small challenges or games. At the end, the future husband is traditionally required to compensate all participants with money and gifts. According to Russian tradition, the groom purchases the bride's wedding dress, rings, and shoes, while the bride's family is responsible only for providing the dowry. This typically includes bedding, dishes, and wooden furniture. In addition, the wedding banquet must include dishes made from poultry meat, which symbolizes a happy family life and peaceful coexistence. As for wedding pies in Russia, they are called kurnik. This pie is made from thin pastry or unleavened dough and is filled with mushrooms, chicken, rice, or other types of filling. Dear friends, we have just explored together some fascinating facts about Russia, a vast and mysterious country. Not only is it famous for its breathtaking landscapes and rich culture, but Russia is also known as one of the cleanest countries in the world. Even more interestingly, there are at least 15 unnamed regions whose exact locations are unknown even to native Russians. This shows that despite being the largest country in the world by area, Russia still holds many unexplored secrets. The unique records and unusual laws found here certainly leave us amazed. So, what do you think about this country? Please share your thoughts and impressions in the comment section below. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe to the channel to stay updated on more fascinating discoveries in the future. And now, goodbye, and see you again in our next videos.